Hi guys, I'm Corimon. I am part of the EXO Academy Youmacon wave, and I have with me Magnets today. He's going to be going over some match play video with me, and going to give me some pointers and coach me on how to become a better player.
All right. So I think first thing I want to ask you is there anything specifically that you want help with, or like is it more of a general thing?
I don't. I think that there are certain things that I really want to learn about, like OSs. I've been
Okay.
playing fighting games for a really long time, but I've kind of avoided like learning about option selects at all. Um,
Okay.
yeah, option selects, and then I don't know, maybe going over some general like what's unique about Uni compared to other fighting games, because I've only
Okay.
been playing for like 4 months, so I kind of got like a
Okay.
feel, but not a deep understanding of the game at all.
All right. So how about like also going over basic structure for things like offense and defense,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah,
grid basics. Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
just gonna put down some notes.
Sure.
So. Right. And I want to start off with just watching some matches of yours because I want to get an idea of how what kind of player you are in general, I guess.
Sure.
So,
A
all
mashy
right.
player.
And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes the right answer is to mash.
Okay, well that's my answer for everything. So I'm hoping to change that too.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start it here.
Coming out here to offense, so but we're gonna get to see them both on stream at the same time.
All right. So I noticed two of these matches here are both Byakuya. So let's really crack down the Byakuya matchup
Okay,
here.
okay.
So I'm going to go ahead, and if something grabs my attention, I'm going to pause it and then kind of explain in greater detail, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Conan got a lot of pretty good like safe buttons. So you can kind of just like not mindlessly, but you can definitely like throw them out.
Okay, so right there, the Assault JA right there into the throw. So I'm almost 100% positive on this that Assault JA is actually minus on hit.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so using it without CS can kind of throw off your opponent. Like, obviously, he didn't press anything there in response to it, but he did tech the gold throw. But JACS is something that you don't want to, especially so early off in this first game. You showed it your hand so early that maybe save that for when you have CS, and that can be the turning tide in a match or something like that, or that final mix-up you need.
Okay.
Because it is minus on hit, so you don't want to put yourself into a disadvantaged situation.
Right, okay.
Especially things like Fireball, 4B is a great combo starter. So, meanwhile, Byakuya, definitely a character that kind of, once he gets in, definitely has some like great
Basic Byakuya stuff, right?
Kind of just steamrolling off of that.
It's tech there. Okay, so real quick, I want to go back.
Sure.
I don't know. This player is weird.
Yeah, it's it's kind of wonky.
I feel like okay. Sorry. Alright, so right here, you had you were down on the grid cycle here. And Byakuya has you in the corner. And in this, Byakuya is one of those characters that it is very difficult to win grid against him just because of how webs work and how they take grid on both block and hit for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But the cycle's coming to a close here. It's kind of hard to see with the logo there, but right there he did Rekka into no cancel, or just the first hit of Rekka, and that was minus. And you could have used this opportunity here to CS, especially since you were already going to lose the cycle. You weren't going to lose anything by just throwing CS out.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it would have been different if you had the grid lead here, and that would have been really great because you would have won that next cycle and prevented him from getting it. But it was kind of inevitable that he was going to win this cycle anyway. So it would have been best to either guard thrust or use it just to get the little bit of meter you would, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So I'm actually not familiar with guard thrust as a mechanic in this game.
Okay.
So that's 214D, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
While you're in block stun, yeah.
Okay.
And how much it costs is when you're in Vorpal, it just gets rid of your Vorpal, and that's the cost.
Okay. No meter like gained from it at all.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just get to use it, but your Vorpal's gone. When you're not in Vorpal, it's a much more expensive mechanic because it costs 100 meter and it grid breaks you.
Oh,
So
that's a little rough.
using it out of Vorpal is a very, very situational timing thing. I don't think I've ever done it personally.
Oh, okay.
I guess like an example I would think is like you versus Hilda last hit, and you have Hilda in the corner and she kind of pokes out and you're blocking and you just guard thrust back into the corner. You need that last hit.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
But yeah, when using it's definitely an underrated option. Like even someone you've been playing the game for 4 months and you don't use it or don't even know of its importance because it is a very underused mechanic here, at least here in the North American scene. I think I see more Japanese players using it, but even then, like not as often as I think people should be.
Okay. Yeah, that was really useful. I'm not familiar with it at all.
All right, that was a nice tech though. And keeping your turn here. So he does have Vorpal here. Let's see what you do on his wake up. So that was very risky because he did have Vorpal, but it ended up working out because you decided to cross over him. So it would have been difficult to deal with that.
Oh, okay. Is that difficult in general or mostly for Byakuya?
I think if at that angle you're jumping over them, like Byakuya has the 3C that to deal with it, and since you're jumping over, like you could mess up the 3C input and they can get 2C, which might have happened there.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
And because you counter hit him with the J4B. So yeah, that was definitely like there was not much he could have done there. He would have had to execute perfectly to deal with that, I think.
Okay.
Could have 2-3-6C'd as well, probably, but again, you're jumping over, so you're messing up his inputs.
Right. Okay.
Alright, web setup. Yeah, this is rough. No meter. He's got Vorpal. Nice block. Okay. Oh, the gold throw. Oh, it works out. Oh. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. It's hard to watch back your own match footage for sure.
Yeah.
I actually do want to look at this corner sequence one more time while you're defending here. So you're being very patient. And I think maybe a little bit too patient. He's dashing back in a lot. So after this force function block, so now he has no meter. He has to... I imagine they're looking for some kind of throw into this web here, which is what he ended up going for.
Yeah.
So when you're in the corner against Byakuya, you want to think about if there are still any webs left. He's going to try to throw you into this, and that because that's his biggest mix-up is the strike throw game.
I think.
So yeah, he dashes up and misses the throw. This would have been a good time to obviously react mash out, but it's hard to react to whiff throw sometimes, trust me.
Yeah. You want to talk
Whiff
about
throw.
it, Magnets?
In my chat, there's a meme where whiff throw is plus.
Oh,
especially online. But yeah, whiff throw is plus. But yeah, just taking your turn, especially. But it's good that you're playing patiently here. I like that because you are just, it seems, waiting for this grid cycle to finish up, and then you can really force your turn with CS. Unfortunately, he tried to TRM you here.
Yeah.
Do you know how TRM works in this game?
No, not really. Like
okay,
people have tried to like talk about it, but
okay, all right. I'll do my best to explain it then, because it's another unknown mechanic to a lot of people in this game because it's very quickly covered in the tutorial, like very much so brushed over, and it's a mistake I see a lot of people making where they're like, oh, you got yellow throwed, that's push-ups or whatever.
Oh,
and but there's times where yellow throws are untechable, and that's what a TRM is, or throw reject miss.
Right.
I forget what this game calls it specifically, but throw reject miss is a term from Blaze Blue. So what people will do is or the foundation of it is if you input a throw tech input, so any combination of AD with any OS, you know, whatever, as long as there's an AD press in there, you are locked out of teching a throw for whatever set amount of time, couple frames.
Oh, okay.
So what he was trying to do here is this is a bit like the most common setup for TRM. Is where does he do it? So dash up 5A, 2A, right? Or 2A, 5A, and then he throws. Okay. So what's going through their mind here is you run up 2A, 5A, and they're trying to get you to press some kind of OS because they dashed up at you.
Right.
So a phonon would be like a force function OS. So if you input the force function OS there, when they dashed up, you wouldn't be able to tech that yellow throw.
Right.
And then they could have comboed off the web and killed you from that. So that's what they were going for. Sorry, was that a good explanation of how TRM works?
Yeah, it's better explanation than what knowledge I had of it.
Sorry, I kind of jumped around a lot there. But
that's okay.
The basic foundation of it is if you input a throw tech input, any combination of AD with any other buttons, you cannot tech for a little bit, even if your block's done. So since you can cancel A normals into throws in block strings, that's a very common setup. So like 5A, 2A throw in blocks done. And if they try to OS, it'll catch it.
Somebody tried to explain it to me as if I want to grab and they keep teching my grab, the best way for me to get a grab in or to like change it up is to, if I want to hit grab, I hit jab instead and then grab. And then I can get TRM that way.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So the same basic idea. And this is how going into creating like a basic offensive plan. This would be more of stuff like that. Which if we want to cover amidst these videos, we can. I don't know whatever format you want to do it. But when you are constructing offense in this game, you have to see what your opponent's doing first. Because Under Night as a game itself isn't based around, well, for the most part, there's some characters, but it's not based around, unreactable 50-50 mix-ups that you just have to guess on. This game is structured more about mind games and controlling grid and stuff like that, and using that to open your opponent up. Characters like Seth.
Yeah, Seth just flashed into my mind, like true 50-50s.
Batista with, instant B drill and stuff like that. So there are some outliers, but I think that's one of the things that really sets Uni apart, is a lot of it, when it comes down to offense and defense, outside of the neutral, it comes down a lot to player versus player and what each player's habits are and taking advantage of discovering those and exploiting them.
Okay.
So when you're creating a basic offense in Uni, you want to see if, first of all, I always like to check, if I just like run up throw, are they going to tech it? That's kind of like level 1, right? And from there, if they do, it's like, okay, they teched it. Now I have to figure out, did they just react? Did they OS? How did they OS? So next time I dash up, I'll do an assault. And they might just block it. They might whiff a stand throw. They might 1AD as a throw tech. And that gives you so much information to what they're doing on offense, and then you can start to break that down.
Okay.
So if they're stand teching, you go, okay, they stand tech this dash up attempt. I'm going to keep doing this until they figure out a way to deal with it. And when they stop stand teching, and if they start just blocking your assaults, that's when you throw again.
Okay. Because they can't focus in on every option,
right?
So then you start taking advantage of that.
Exactly, and that's just one specific way to blow up a stand tech OS, if you want to call it that. And depending on the OS, say like a 3C OS, like a standard 3C OS, like anti-air OS. So like an anti-air OS would beat that option, would beat up the run up assault, run up throw game, because they'll tech the throw with the OS, or they'll anti-air your assault with the 3C coming out.
Okay.
So then you have to know, okay, how do I beat a 3C OS? Okay, you dash up and you stagger lows because they have to get to 3 on their joystick, and then they're not going to be blocking, or you stuff the startup of the 3C, stuff like that. We can get more into that later, but that's kind of the basic structure of creating offense in this game.
Okay. And so that
sorry, that was a lot of information.
No. That was all really good information.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think, like, so are there like there's like the standard OSs, but then a lot of characters have like character specific OSs too. Like force function throw OS for phone on is like just phone on pretty much, right?
Line has that too.
Oh, okay.
Line also OSs with her force function.
Oh, okay.
Because it has it's like a completely invincible.
What? Oh, I was like,
not flip my words there. Invincible move.
Okay.
Sorry. But yeah, and then so like Line and Phonon have force function OS.
Right.
Akatsuki and Eltnum have air throw OS. I think majority of the cast has a 3C OS, or Carmine is 3B because that's his anti-air normal. But it's basically your standard OS per character is going to be combining flash kick, or sorry, I was thinking of Batista who has flash kick OS. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. So Batista has flash kick OS. So your basic structure of an OS for a character is going to be overlaying an anti-air with a throw tech.
Okay.
Because that most basic offense is the assault throw game. Because what a lot of people will do when they're starting out is, and even top players will still do it sometimes just because it's instinct, is to tech a throw, they'll input, since they're down backing, they're holding 1, and then they'll press AD to tech the throw. But what that does is that gives you crouch shield.
Yeah, and I've definitely been blown up for just like having that instinctive like 1AD like button.
Exactly.
Press.
Yeah, and that's because that's the position your hand is in when you're on defense, and when you tech throws, you press the buttons you tech. And 1AD in its own right is a form of an OS because it either gives you shield or it gives you a throw tech, depending on if they press a button or throw you. But it has a very obvious answer, which is any overhead or assault. So we can definitely, I know you mentioned you want to learn more about OSs. Do you do any at the moment, or do you just try to react to throws?
I try my best to do like the force function throw OS, but I'm not gonna say I'm that great at it.
Okay. No, that's fair. Yeah, it's definitely harder to input than most of the other OSs because if you mess up, you get something like Veil off. Yeah. So it's you have to like. I think it's easier if you have a force function macro. I'm not sure how many phone-on players use that. Obviously, they don't even any JP players don't use it in arcades because you can't set macros.
Yeah. I ended up starting to set macros. Force function was the first one for the OS. And then I set a dash macro.
Okay, great. So that should definitely make it easier. Okay, that was, I think, long enough of a tangent. We've been sitting on the 2 minutes into this video.
OSs and TRMs.
Yeah, so we're covering things that we want to cover, though, which is good.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting them out of the way early and just explaining terms. So let's go ahead and continue here.
Sure.
Oh,
did it? Oh, there we go.
Okay. All right, we're good. All right, so a nail biter there. Okay, I like that round start. There's not many options Byakuya has to deal with kind of just up backing at round start. That's one of Byakuya's biggest weaknesses, actually, is dealing with people in the air.
Oh, okay.
Merkava is such a bad matchup for Byakuya.
Oh, I didn't realize that was a
I think the only thing he could do there would be, I guess, dash C as you're falling, or like run up 3C to hard call it out. So jump back fireball seems to be a relatively safe option in this matchup until they've shown they know how to deal with it.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh man.
Oh, I should have.
You might have been able to CS there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 6-2-3. Phonom can pick up off 3C like that in the charge fireball, right? With 2-3-6C.
Yeah, I figured that out maybe like a month later.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. Okay, he's got Vorpal. Yeah. Okay, so this situation here.
Mhm.
So
There we go.
I'm not sure what exactly Phonon's best med screen Oki is meterless. I'm sure it is just the Rekka.
Mhm.
The stupid player won't go back. Oh my god, not far enough. Okay. So
Are you like trying? Is there like a
there
rewind
we
button?
got it.
Oh.
What's that?
Oh, I was just wondering if there's like a rewind button you were mashing or something. And
No, it's like I can't like click to a point on the timeline of the video. I have to like drag
Oh.
it back. It's weird.
that is strange.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so right here,
Mhm.
that's your best Oki option, meterless at least. So now you don't really get Oki here, because he's already recovered. You have this much space. I guess you could like 5C, but the thing is, he has Vorpal.
Yeah.
So in this situation, you can't afford to get touched whatsoever.
Mhm.
So you can't even safely meaty. So you have to respect the Vorpal here.
Okay.
Because there was nothing you could have done on his wake up
Mhm.
that would have allowed him to, besides just sitting there, obviously, allowed him to just, CS, react to whatever you're doing, and then he had 100 meter. He could have reversaled, or he can just 3C you here in the air.
Yeah.
So in that situation, that's when you want to take that time and bait out the CS.
Oh, okay.
So if you baited it out here, if you just dashed up after the knockdown and he woke up CS and say you were just right here next to him and you're just sitting there, you're both neutral, but your phone on right next to Byakuya and you have a 5-frame button and he doesn't.
Mhm.
So it is your advantage still.
Okay.
And that would have been the only way to really extend your turn.
Mhm.
Because you couldn't take any reversal damage here. And that's baiting out the wake up CS is huge. Because then that creates the whole mind game of, are they going to CS this wake up, or are they going to wait until I make them block something and then CS and get out of it that way?
Okay, yeah. So if I'm standing right next to him and he CS's, are you not afraid of like say like a grab at that point?
So grab would be the fastest option. Usually it would be best to just space yourself out a little bit. So like 2A would reach, but grab wouldn't. Because your 2A is 5 frames. His fastest normals are both 5A and 2A, which are 6.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they're both 6. I know 5A is 6 for sure. But yeah, if you space it so you are out of throw range but within 2A range, then you are still at an advantage here.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, but there we go. Anti-air.
All right, same round start. Yeah, and he's also just kind of backing off now.
So she's gonna hit those away, but I do believe that does steal a little.
Yeah, this air game is something that Byakuya really struggles with.
Okay.
All right, was whiff throw not plus there? Is that what I just saw? Did you punish a whiff throw? I think so.
Maybe.
Wait. Yeah, let's go. Beautiful, nicely done. All right, and yeah, same situation here. Same exact situation where you ended with 214B mid screen, and
Sorry, my cat likes to hang out sometimes. Come on, Bam. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Oh, did I think I skipped too far ahead. I lost my space here.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, here it was.
There we go.
So yes, same situation. You end with 214B. You're this far apart when he wakes up. Best thing would have been to just dash up and let him burn the CS.
Okay.
But yeah, the 3C is able to be punished. Good VO. Okay, yeah, that's So one of the really annoying things about Byakuya is when that mix up they do when they have 100 meter on their wake up.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
either 236C or they 623, which is the command throw. That's not invincible. So jump forward over that actually I'm pretty sure it just deals with both. You don't necessarily get a punish on the command throw, but at least you get him to burn the meter and just return the neutral, because you can jump over his 236C like that if you just jump over him like that.
Yeah, actually, after this game, I went into training mode, and I realized that the command throw doesn't activate fast enough or something, so I can, like, 3C him out of, like, the ending part of the command throw.
Okay, if you jump over?
I think if I just stand there. Like, if he does it mid-screen, maybe I'm incorrect, but if he does, like, command throw mid-screen, I can just, like, 3C the ending part where he, like, comes back out of invisibility.
Okay.
I don't know.
But the C version, like, puts him, it just pushes him, like, full screen and he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like,
wait.
I don't know if I'm explaining it right, because, like, pretty much, yeah.
So,
when if I'm here and he's here and he, like, goes like that, I can 3C out of the ending part of it.
Doesn't he just grab you though?
I don't think so. I don't think it came out fast enough for it to, like, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, that's definitely something to look into then.
Okay.
But
you were saying
sorry,
that, like, also
I'm having a little. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, but also, like, jumping over it, you said, was, like, a good way
jumping over it will jump over the 236C, I'm pretty sure. And then you can just run up and punish it.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Jumping over the command throw obviously just negates it.
Right.
And he burns 100 meter and you're back to neutral, which isn't the best, but you know,
I'd rather be in neutral.
You didn't lose anything. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain the supers have different startups during the super flash, like what he's doing during that, and you can tell from that, but it's really hard to react to. It's kind of the same situation as Gordeau.
Yeah, oh god.
Where if he's doing EX Grim Reaper or EX Assimilation, that one is much easier to tell, because if you see the scythe, you don't jump. But during the super flash, if the scythe isn't out, he's doing the command throw.
Oh,
but all of the other moves, the scythe is out during the super flash.
Oh.
So if you don't see the scythe, you react and you jump.
Yeah.
And then you can punish it. So I don't think there's nearly as good of a tell for Byakuya or Seth's command grab supers.
Yeah.
So
unfortunate.
It's annoying. Yeah. It's an annoying mix up that they make us go through, but yeah, there's ways to deal with it. I'll actually look into that myself too and see if Seth and Byakuya have tells are obvious tells for their command grab supers, because they don't have weapons that just jut out of nowhere.
Yeah, just like a big scythe.
Yeah, so it's definitely harder to tell. Let's continue.
Okay.
Spin the meter, keep the pressure. Oh, whiff throws plus.
Oh.
It works out though.
It does until I drop the combo. Oh, I should have CS there.
Yeah, CS could have killed there.
Yeah.
At least you recognize that. At least that's great. Ooh. J2C is cheap.
So he can charge it and then not charge it, right? The
J2C.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the charge version is very plus unless you shield it.
Okay.
And then you can actually take your turn back. And there's times where you can even punish it.
Oh wow.
So the thing I've had a million explanations told to me, and I'm not sure which one is correct. I just kind of, it's at this point I can just kind of feel if I've shielded it correctly or not. But I've had some people told me that if you shield any hit of it, then it increases the landing recovery regardless, and then he won't be plus. I'm not sure how true that is. Some people told me that you want to shield it early so that he gets pushed out in the last few hits whiff, and then you can punish it when he lands. I think that sounds more real as to what's actually going on. So let's go with that.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% certain on that.
All right, I'll try and lab it out.
Okay.
Yeah, getting 2.5k with meter not gonna be much.
Alright, yeah. It's just Byakuya mix-ups. It's not gonna kill.
Was it worth it for him to do that at that point?
So, I'm glad you asked that, because I was actually going to touch on this. So to do CVO into IW like that,
Mm-hmm.
what he wants is the damage, big chunk of damage as soon as possible,
Mm-hmm.
because time is running out.
Right.
But when he should have done just IW instead if he was going to do that, because IWX grid breaks you
Yeah.
when you use it.
Yeah.
So now he's grid broken for the. This is obviously isn't going to kill. You're still going to have the life lead after this.
Mm-hmm.
And for 9 seconds, the last 9 seconds of the game, he's going to be grid. And you're actually about to win this cycle. So this did not work out well for him. And
Okay.
I want to double check. I think he would have won this cycle if he didn't CBO.
He has to EX up.
Let's see.
Yeah, getting 2.5.
Yeah, I think so. If he
Yeah,
gets the
he's,
grab into web. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely would have won this cycle if he didn't CBO. Even if he did IW, he would have won the cycle because the CVO gave him the grid and a half back, and you have none. So definitely should not have done that. So
Okay.
good recognition. Yep, so the life lead, about to get the cycle. I like the delay wake up there. Waiting until you got the cycle, and then safe to wake up and just do whatever.
Yeah, that was my plan.
Yeah.
No, it
It
wasn't.
worked out.
I was definitely like, I don't want to get up. Like, I don't want to eat this mix up when I wake up.
That's definitely fair. But the delay wake up allowed the cycle to finish, and then you did wake up with Vorpal, which you could have woke up CS.
Oh yeah, I
But
guess that's true.
Yeah. The fireball ended up working out though.
Thank God.
Alright, Byak in the corner. I hate that mix up. I like the shields. You have to shield pretty aggressively against Byak because every web you block, he takes grid from you.
Okay.
So you're doing good. You're doing really well on the grid game, but fortunately, just Byakuya mix-ups. It's gonna kill. Or no, one more hit. Yeah. At least you have CS here. I would have. So he was waiting here anyway. There wasn't much you can do besides just tech the throw. That was kind of checkmate situation because he waited. If you woke up CS, it would have been neutral. You still would have had the webs around you. Again, that was just a guess, really,
Okay.
and that was just a bad situation.
Yeah, it's a little rough being in the corner against him.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's one thing I kind of fumble with is once I get scared in the corner or like scared in a defensive position, I forget about things like looking at my grid.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that makes this game really hard is you have to focus on this life bar and this meter, and also making sure you're ahead on this.
Yeah.
And there's just so much. There's so much to think about at any given time, and you're also expected to tech the throw that Viakia just did to you in the corner.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh god, I just want to block. Like,
all right, so there's one thing I want to touch on here.
Sure.
After this VO situation. So you get this VO here, and that's great. I would have. So when you VO somebody, they get grid broken, obviously. And for most people, the first thing that comes back to their mind is, how do I get ungrid broken? I want to be ungrid broken right now. So it's super common to see someone get hit by VO, and then the next chance they VO back immediately.
Oh, I
because
definitely
they want to.
I will do that all the time too.
And that's something that a lot of people do. So the best thing to do for that is to do you know how or ever heard of the concept of VO safe Oki? Like how you meaty somebody and you bait VO by meatying them. So I'm not sure about Phonon's 5A, but her 2A will definitely be able to do it. If you do a meaty 2A on somebody and they wake up VO, your 2A is fast enough, or I should say VO is slow enough where your 2A will whiff on their invincible frames of the VO, but you'll recover in time by the time the VO hit actually goes off, and you'll block it. So you can do like a meaty 2A and then just kind of autopilot the string that you would do for either block string or hit confirm or whatever. And you just press those buttons, and if they VO'd, only the 2A comes out. Okay. And you block the VO, and then you can punish it. So you definitely could have done that here. Even after landing the fireball, if you did 2A there, I think you throw or went for a throw. If you did 2A there, you would have blocked the VO and would have been able to punish it.
Okay.
Eyes are in the corner. Nice veil up. Pushes him off of her. Gets rid of the web.
Oh, 5A. So okay, 5A doesn't work.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But I know 5A is significantly slower than her 2A.
Oh,
total
really?
frame wise. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I use her 2A nearly as much as I should in those kinds of
It's a very good button. It's fast. I think her 5A is 7 frames, and 2A is 5. 5A obviously better range, and it has its uses, but 2A is like your fastest.
the button.
Yeah, it's the button. Hits low, 5 frames. Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, that game just seemed a lot like you lost neutral once, and then you just died in the corner to Byakuya, which happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
I think that's
And constructing this is how we can kind of transition into constructing a defense. And things you should be looking out for, I guess, especially for the Byakuya matchup, because I think he does have some of the scariest pressure in the game. So yeah, again, Byakuya in the corner.
I think this is the rest of the set. It's just me
Yeah.
in the corner.
We'll see. Okay. Oh, I love how, all right, I don't know if this was on purpose or not. But you stood up here and you got rid of that web. That was the one that's directly above your head.
Yeah.
So that's something you definitely want to do. So yeah, he does. So right there, he did both of his low normals, and then you immediately recognize that. Hopefully, maybe maybe subconsciously.
A lot of it is luck, I think, at this point in time.
But you can see, okay, he did 2B, 2C. He can't do another low on this string. It's safe to block high and get rid of this web here that's above my head, because that, in my opinion, is the scariest one. Because that's the web that'll hit you if you try to press anything out of the corner.
Yeah.
Without hitting it, and very few moves will actually like catch a web that's directly above your head like this. Not a lot of moves have a hitbox like that, so the second best way to get rid of it, obviously, is just to block it.
So when he sets up his webs in the corner like that, normally he does 3, right? It's the one right above you, it's the one like behind you, and then
the one on the ground.
Yeah, okay, and the
right at
ground
your feet.
will always activate as long as you're on it, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
So something not a lot of people realize about Byakuya's web, and go ahead and let me know if you know this already, but they don't, when you wake up into them, they don't activate right away.
Yeah, I started to notice that a little bit.
They take, I think it's a Vorpal trait thing. I'm not sure. Or depending on what the knockdown was, I'm not exactly 100%, but it's like 7 to 10 frames of you being...
like in it?
Of you being in it before it activates.
Okay.
And that's what allows him to like do that mix-up where he throws you into the corner, he sets up a web right over you, and then as you wake up, he immediately runs in and grabs you again before the web activates.
Oh, okay.
And that's why he's able to do that mix-up.
That makes sense.
So as far as like the formation of his webs, there's a couple different setups that sometimes people do, and I'm not sure the reason, honestly. I'd have to ask a Byakuya player, but sometimes the standard is the one right above you, the one in front of you, and then the one on the floor above your feet. Because that's how you can have one normal web, one ground web, one air web, and then the floor web. Those are the 3 he can have.
Okay.
Sometimes people will do a setup where they do they whiff the command throw. So it places so if you're looking at the screen here, it'll place a web near like right in between the area of like where your meter is and the grid.
Okay.
Where that first grid block is. So it'll set the ground web like right there.
Oh,
and I don't know, I'm not sure what the purpose of the different setups is. I guess that's to like slow down your approach out of the corner, but someone like Phonon could just 2C it.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that's why they don't use it in this matchup or what, but there's a couple different formations, but I'm not sure exactly what the reason behind each one is.
Okay.
And so I know they definitely depend on what kind of setup they're going. Sometimes they'll place a web in different spot because their end goal is to push you somewhere and then throw you into it.
Right. Okay.
Stuff like that, because his biggest mix-up is his strike throw. Because he gets such a big reward off of grabs, and his stagger windows are so massive. Probably the biggest I think they are the biggest in the game.
Really?
So, yeah, it's either him or Eltnam.
Yeah, I was thinking, Eltnam has pretty big stagger.
Eltnam has huge staggers as well, but I think Byakuya's are even longer. Ooh. So, was that all your questions about the?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Web okay, yeah, just want to make sure.
Peed on once again, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
okay. No, never mind.
All right, yeah, we're out. That was a good challenge, yeah. And like you said, I definitely noticed that you're a little scared to challenge once you're in the corner, but that was really good there.
It's desperation.
Dash B.
I get caught by Dash B and Dash C a lot because I like to jump back.
Yeah, Dash B is one of his better neutral tools and just controlling space. This is interesting. Oh wow, okay. I was just he went into the web so early. I was what's going on? Like, he used 2 EX webs in one combo. Alright, CS for the meter, yep.
Wait.
Okay, so this situation here sucks. Like, yeah, you tried to jump out of the command grab, right? That's what it looked like. And then you immediately just got hit by that web and then got hit by the ground web. So at least you didn't. So honestly, this is something I need to lab out myself too. Is dealing when you have that web right above you. I'm not sure what the best option is when you see the command grab, because up backing gets you caught by that web. I think you have to mash. I think you have to press a button.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
I think you have to. I think instead of reacting to the command throw setup with a jump, or start up with a jump, I think you have to just react and then, okay, he's command grabbing. There's a web right here. I have to 2A him, or else I'm going to get hit.
Okay.
So character's cheat.
If I attempted, because is it air unblockable, the web? Or can I like
so I think it's catching your jump startup.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't block during jump startup.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a thing in most games actually. Even like BB Tag.
Oh,
or Persona or Blaze Blue.
So
Marble?
Yeah, chicken blocking.
Me too, actually.
Like,
Me too, actually. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I know chicken blocking in that game is, just hold up back. You're fine.
It feels great.
Don't worry about it.
I think that's where my up back habit has come from. It's just like chicken blocking in that game.
100%. I had the same issue. Yeah. Transitioning into anime fighters is I just wanted to hold up back and not hold anything. Like any mix-ups or whatever pressure. But I think if not every anime fighter has jump startup that you can't block during.
Yeah.
Even moves that it'll look like you're getting hit on the ground, but it's your jump startup getting caught. And I think that's what's happening here.
Okay. Yeah. I got familiar with jump startup in Dragon Ball, but I didn't realize. I thought that was like a Dragon Ball game, not an anime.
Yeah, because you can't up back in that game either.
Yeah,
right? You'll get clipped. Yeah,
definitely cannot.
So yeah, that's most, if not every anime game. It's a thing.
Okay.
At least Arc Sys-based titles.
The Veilop's gonna get caught by the web, and a Boogalip's with a perfect to finish this.
Wow. That was painful to relive.
In game 1,
but it's good because it was a great learning experience now. Now you, hopefully, after watching that, there's a lot more just kind of general knowledge that's, floating around and more things to think about in the matchup.
Yeah, definitely.
And just playing the game in general. Okay, so that one was kind of a long one. We have this one versus Clear Lamp as well.
Oh, that's a short one. That one shouldn't take too long.
Okay. I'm actually very curious about how this went. I like to see this. I'd like to see you face the world's best Byakuya now after this. Was this matchup that we just watched, was that before or after Evo?
That was before Evo.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that was before Evo.
Okay. Yeah. Here I can actually double check.
I don't remember.
This one was uploaded September 1st. So
Oh,
this
it was after.
Evo.
Yeah, it was after. Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Oh, so this
All
is
right.
gonna be even better. I think I was definitely like 2 months into the game when I played against Clear Lamp. So.
Okay.
The way he plays is very different than most.
That's that's not the warmest welcome. The Evo champ. Yeah, you have the world's best player in your pool, by the way. This guy's gonna go on to win it. You don't know that yet, but
No, I definitely knew who Clear Lamp was. Like
Okay.
because I wanted to play Byakuya when I first
Okay.
when I played Unio, I played Byakuya.
Okay.
And so I definitely knew of him.
Well, she's a Seattleite.
You know, not only was I bad, I was also nervous. So it was like a double whammy.
Pacific Northwest. She's been trained by Clem.
Let's see how this goes.
All
right, you're still doing the round start jump at fireball. You like that? Let's see if he. I'm curious to see if he has an answer for that. Oh, the run up. Yeah, just run up 3C.
Yeah, I've played against a bunch of
So this is older footage than what we watched. So there might be some things that have already been fixed, obviously just by playing the game more. But right now it seems like you're really loving the air and the airspace and just.
Oh yeah, that hasn't changed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because this all started off him just running up and hard calling out a jump back with 3C.
Yeah. And then he got the corner, and then from there it was just like.
Yeah. So a lot of things Byakuya players will say is that, or the one thing that holds him back is his neutral isn't as strong as some other characters, but to balance that out, his corner game is one of the best in the game. So
once he has you there, then
yeah, and just like again, he caught a jump, and was able to get started again. If you will just like focus more on just kind of spacing them out with like C normals and doing different. Here, let me pause this so I'm not just talking over this. If you, I know again, Marvel, like I see exactly where your game plan is coming from. Just, up back fireball, and just controlling space that way. With Phonon having such big normals and a pretty good, I don't want to say good's a strong word, a decent anti-air tool.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's much better in Vorpal. But if you can just control the ground space, because her moves have a lot of vertical space as well. Just her grounded normals, like 4B especially, is just this huge button that's just like, if you're in the air, if you're on the ground, if you assaulted, like I'm grabbing you and you're coming to me.
Right.
So you don't need to be in the air because you can still control that space from the ground.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more obstacles that you can throw out, because when you're in the air, you have Fireball and you have JC, and that's about it to cut off their approach. And you saw like JC is almost completely horizontal. You have to catch it as or use it as you're falling. And Clear Lamp has plenty of time to just run under and 3C you to chase, because a lot of your moves in the air just shoot mostly forward at first, like the Fireball or the JC. So focusing more on creating a stronger ground game is definitely something that would benefit.
Yeah, I've been trying to, I guess, make use of my range by knocking somebody down and then just kind of walking forward a little bit, and then like doing like
that's great.
5C into 5B. But my rebeats don't feel, or like, I don't know, my pressure or my rebeats, I don't know, don't feel very scary compared to like everybody else's.
And something to do for that is, like, when a lot of people they go to look at top players to see like what kind of combos they do, how they play, stuff like that. I think an underrated thing people do is what kind of block strings are they doing. I think that's an underrated thing, that you can look up these top Phonon players and see what kind of strings they're doing, or even just hop into training mode and just set the dummy to infinite block and just kind of get creative and see what you can come up with. Find weird frame traps, find interesting places you can throw them, or like throw a throw in there and stuff like that. And that's really how you can come up with some scarier block strings, is because you have so much freedom with it. Like, you have all these normals, you can use them whenever you want in any order. And that allows you to come up with some really tricky stuff. Like an example that I've been using lately is like Eltnum, like block 2B. Like when they block my 2B as Eltnum, that's like -8. But then I throw them afterwards because they're expecting a stagger. Because because I'll do like 2B and they'll block it and I'll just throw. Even though like it took 12 frames to get there where you could have done literally anything and I would have died for it. But when you come up with strings where it's like, okay, after a 2B, I'm going to frame trap with a 5B. Or I'm going to do 2B into 5C or something like that. And then that one time you do 2B into nothing, they're waiting for that next normal to come.
Yeah, and it just
and that's when you can sneak in a throw, or that's when you reset pressure in general and stuff like that.
Okay. So just change it up more then.
Yeah, definitely. Like you want to always keep them on their toes because one of the best ways to make your strings scary is to make them not be able to tell when your rebeat is coming.
Okay.
So even if you did a string that was like, if you have them like half screen maybe, and you literally just did like 5C 2A, 5C 2A, and then you did like 5C delay 2C, and then you know they might have caught on to that pattern, or she's doing 5C 2A. I'm gonna mash here this time, and then you counter hit them because it's kind of conditioning your opponent to think that there's more coming, or to surprise them by cutting it short.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
That's what can make your strings much scarier in this game.
Okay.
And that's something that Clear Lamp does a ton. Like he just did it. Sorry, I don't want to pause it too much here.
No, that's okay.
But he did it just right here. He did 5B, and he just didn't cancel it. I think I didn't go back far enough. This player.
I'll watch that good break again.
All right, here we go. So yeah, see the 5B, and he just walks back.
Do you think he's trying to see what I would do in response?
I think he's looking for a response from you.
Oh, there's the bail off.
2A there.
Well, the thing is, Clear Lamp was like, I don't want to have to block this, so I'm just going to bail off so I can get you off.
And like I was saying earlier about when you're constructing a basic offense, oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, the ground web protects them. Those are safe drops. But what I was talking about earlier on constructing a basic offense is, and Clear Lamp's showing it right there. He's waiting to see what you do, and then once he knows what you want to do, that's when he's going to pull out the option that beats that.
Okay. So, against somebody like Clear Lamp, I would probably want to be like constantly changing it up at that point, right?
Definitely,
okay.
Yeah. Something I've noticed over the last couple games we've watched is you really like using 623X in neutral. But I think you use it a little too much when you don't have resources. Like right here.
Ooh, yep.
Right here you used it, and you have no meter, no grid. And just a huge counter hit JC.
Yep.
It's very high risk, and without any meter or Vorpal, it's extremely low reward.
Oh, okay.
Because you just hit him with it, and then you don't get a combo without either spending meter or spending CS. So, if that hit him, it would have done, I don't know, maybe 1200, whatever the special does. But now because of that, here's the risk that you ran. Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's anything Jack can get.
What was that?
I don't know.
But I wonder if that was a setup or a mess up. Ooh, I like this. Okay.
We'll call that a bait.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
God.
Unfortunately here, I feel like you backed off way too willingly. Because you have Clear Lamp here in the corner now. And this fireball is about to be plus. So he's in the corner, and you do. You did a basic string into fireball. It looked like a tight string even, where there was no mix up or anything like that. And then you just did fireball, and then you're back to neutral now, and he's about to win this grid cycle too. So not the best spot. It would have been, once you have them in the corner, especially a character like Byakuya, it's really hard for him to get out against your pressure. Because especially if you play at certain spaces, because you win at like 5C range and at 2A range up close.
Okay.
Because of you have better A normal or faster A normals, and your 5C just has such crazy range, and I'm not sure what the difference in startup between Byakuya C normals and Phonons are, but yeah, that's the space you want. Like once you have him in the corner, you really want to keep him there.
Okay.
And you can see here, dash blocking, trying to find
And
something.
dash C clips.
Can't wait to be in the other corner.
That's the thing about this character, right? Is that no matter where he hits you, you're going to the corner. Yeah, this is just more beyond pressure. Okay, you found your way out though. Nice. That dash under was really good.
Oh, that assault in was also very good. Right?
That was unfortunate. So yeah, I want to see, because there's time if your opponent, because you just did it to him. If your opponent dashes forward while you assault, you'll go over them.
Yeah.
And you know, you both just did it to each other there and swapped the corner.
You gotta be really careful, especially when you're Phonon, who's
Oh yeah.
Feels bad.
But as you can see,
So if like jump back assault into like JC is something you like to do, here's something really cheeky you can start doing to throw that in here. So in this, not far enough. A couple more seconds. Oh my god, this player sucks.
90% of the cast is fighting.
Sorry. Okay.
You gotta be really careful, especially when you're Phonon, who's my main is almost
I think it's coming out. Yeah. So if you just jump back assault and you literally just did nothing, and he stand shielded, if you could have just landed and threw him.
Wait,
so if
really?
Yeah, if he tries to stand shield that, and you just don't press anything on the way down, he's gonna be stuck in shield, and you can just throw him or go low. Yeah. A really good thing if someone is shielding your jump ins a lot or your assault a lot, something really good you can do is assault J4B into 2A, because the J4B will just whiff, and if there's shield, if they're trying to stand shield your assaults, they can since you're just whiffing it and going immediately into 2A, they'll get shield broken and it's a free hit for you. So that's a really nice way to mix up your jump ins and stuff too. Is
the jump 4B, that's charged, right? But it's like I charge it at a certain range. So
no, the jump 4B, it's the one where she hits behind her.
Oh, the 4B.
Yeah,
okay.
4B.
Sorry, I was thinking 2B. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so J4B will just completely whiff when you assault.
Yeah.
But you can use that as a mix up.
Oh yeah. I like to do that in the throw, but that's all I do. I never go into low.
Okay. Just something to keep in mind. But yeah, you can also go into low too, especially if they're stand shielding your jump ins and stuff.
Okay.
Clearland gets his shield and he punishes his jump in. He will get a full confirm here. He has 200 meters, so he's going to spend 100. There it is. And now we're once again putting for the webs. All right, there's a web still above her. She blocks it, and gets rid of the other one.
Yeah, so a lot of that Oki there was just him waiting.
Oh my
Okay, Lamp. Okay, Lamp. Okay.
Feels bad getting styled on by the Evo champ.
He tried to hit confirm that for some reason. That had to have been a misinput. There's no way.
Okay.
Okay, nice DP. I like the dash under. Keep the corner. There you go. Okay, empty low. Nice. Exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about. You just said you don't do that.
Look, I wasn't thinking during these matches. Okay, I was just like autopiloting.
That's good though. That's a definitely a good mix up to have, or something to show them to be afraid to shield your jump ins.
Okay.
I think this should be it.
It sure is.
Yeah, IW. Alright. So a bit of a shorter set, but it's really nice to have footage against a player like Clearlamp. Just because, like, seeing what works against you and what he's doing to you is like, you have so much to work off of now here. Because you can go, okay, what did literally the best player in the world do to beat me? Okay, those are things that I should be looking out for and things that I can work on now. You know what I mean? All right. So that one is done. Are we rolling up on an hour here?
Yeah, I think we are actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and watch. Let's see, I'm going to Undefeated this weekend, so I'm hoping to get some like stream footage or like off stream footage at some point to be able to show you as well, that maybe we can review together.
Yeah, that'd be great. It'd be awesome to have like some super recent footage.
Yes.
rather than a month or two old. Especially since you've been playing the game for such a short time that you've only been playing for 4 months, but that huge gap between 2 months ago and now is like you've probably improved so much since then that it'll be good to get some more recent footage.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be able to do that then.
Okay, great.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for explaining as much as you did for me.
Hopefully
today.
I did a good job. This is my first time doing something like this. So,
No, you did. You did. I learned a ton.
Okay, and yeah, if there's any follow-ups or any questions you have, like, feel free to just let me know whenever.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Happily go further in depth.
Yes. All right, I'll hit you up about TRMs right after this.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Magnets.
No, thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.